Welcome to the Dmitry Staffing Show! Trying to be as pumped about this as I can. Are you pumped? Because I'm pumped. We're going to be talking about a topic here that is totally important, and I'm excited because it deals with money, and money really gets me excited, as you could tell. I hope you're excited about this, and it's about full-time versus contract work. And we're going to talk about the benefits of each and the most important thing you could do to get the next job that you want if you don't have experience. But let's start talking about full-time versus contract. So full-time, the benefits of full-time, really easy. You get a job security, you get healthcare benefits, dental, vision. You're there for a long time. Great job. Full-time jobs are great in the medical, IT, financial field. What are negatives of a full-time job? You don't get paid as much as a contract, number one. Number two is it's hard to get promoted. I mean, you got to be really good to get promoted. There's only there's 50 employees, only 25, maybe 20 managers, 10 directors, 2 VPs. So it's hard to get promoted. Not everyone gets promoted. Most folks do not. So that's a negative of a full-time job. And I guess it's the only negative. I guess it's safe, less risk, but there's also less reward. Now, what are the benefits of contract? Benefits of contract is more money. So you probably don't know what I'm talking about, so let me give you examples. Salesforce developer, PeopleSoft developer, controllers, surgeons as well. We could also talk about chief operations officers, consulting gigs for other technologies in medical fields, Epic Consulting, all of those. If you are hired full-time, most likely you're making between $90,000 to $110,000 as an analyst, a lead, or a developer, or a manager. Now, if you are a contractor for these roles, you're going to make a lot more money. You're going to make, if you're an Epic contractor or a Salesforce contractor or an SAP contractor, you're going to make $100 an hour. That is $200K a year. That's double what you could make as a full-time. So that's a huge perk for contract work. Second perk is you get hired fast. In a full-time job, it might take you a month to get the job, maybe 6 weeks. You have a phone interview, then you have a second phone interview, then they bring you in person, and all of that takes a week to schedule and happen, so it takes a long time. But then you get the job and you have it for a long time. But yeah, the benefit of contract, you get hired fast. But the negative of contract is you get fired fast too. You're the first to go. You're the first to hit the bricks, son, because you're the most expensive. You get paid the most, $200K a year. I know some contractors making $150 an hour, $200 an hour. That's $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year. Those guys are very expensive, and they're the first to go. And most firms hire contractors only for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of the year. They come in, they fix something, and then they let them go because they're just too freaking expensive. Now, there are people, and I know of them, and I've met them and I worked with them, that have been a contractor at one place for a long time. They've been there 2 years, 5 years, 6 years. And it's because they have a strong relationship with the hiring manager, the VP, the directors there. But most contractors, they only work 6 months of the year, 9 months of the year. Some only work 3 months of the year. You come in, you do a 3-month gig, and they get rid of you. You fix something, they get rid of you. Then you spend another 2 months looking for your next gig. So there's benefits and negatives of a contract. If you find a long-term contract, you get paid a lot more. But if you are a full-time company and you are good and you could get promoted, then you make good money too. So there's negatives and positives. It depends what works for you. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a topic that is extremely important. It's about how do you get a job if you don't have experience. This is the question I get asked maybe 5-6 times a week. I get people calling me, emailing me, LinkedIn emails. Listen, Dmitry, I have experience in X, Y, and Z. I have education X, Y, and Z, but I can't get the job. It's a catch-22. Everybody wants experience, but how do you get experience if no one hires you? Here's a very simple trick that everybody should know. Lower the salary. Folks, hiring managers will take you and will even give you a chance at a lower salary. So let's say a job is posted at $80,000 or let's say $70,000, an analyst job. And you're straight out of college, you have the education, you could do this job, but you don't have experience. Tell them you could do hands-on experience. Tell the recruiter, tell the hiring manager, when you apply, put it on your cover letter that you'll take the job for $50,000. Why is that good? It's good for the hiring manager because he could go back to his boss and his boss's boss and say, hey, look, on this position, I saved $20,000. I saved $30,000 in this position. I saved the budget. They look good in front of their bosses. They look good in front of the shareholders, etc. So it's good for the company all around. Now, a lot of folks will not fall for this trick. I would say maybe 3 out of 5, maybe 2 out of 5 people will accept someone for lower salary and no experience. But it's a big trick in your handbook. It's a big tool that you have to lower the salary, and you should use it if you don't have experience. Because a lot of people with experience won't take less money. But if you do it, it will increase your chances of getting a job. I'm not saying it will get you a job. I'm not saying if it's a Texas Hold'em, you're holding aces. But I'm telling you, you could, instead of holding 2-5, you could at least hold a pair. And that is the big story about how to help you get your next job and help you. So don't forget it, learn it, and stay tuned for our next video.